Hello everyone. Hello. I'm Mati. I'm the founder of Wellness English, and today is the first interview of Wellness English Beyond Borders, and today's topic is a topic very profound for me, and it is Beyond Borders, yoga without borders. And I am here with a person that for me is someone extremely important in my life. She actually gave me the gift of incorporating yoga in my life. And she is the founder of Jiwa Ashtanga Yoga, Rosa. And we're going to be talking about her journey. Yes, of course, with yoga and English in her life, and her journey traveling, of course, like with yoga in her life. Okay, so let's start. Like, I know about you, I know who you are, but can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, who you are?
Yes, sure. Well, my English is not so good as her English.
That's all good. That's all good. It's not supposed to be perfect.
I will try to do my best. Yeah. Well, I started practicing yoga 7 years ago, I think. I don't remember so good. I started practicing because I was having a bad moment in my life, and everyone was saying like, Laura, you need to practice yoga, and I was all the time thinking like, oh no, yoga is not for me, because I used to do another kind of exercise. I used to swim, or go to the swimming pool, or go to the gym, etc. But in one moment, as everyone was telling me, do yoga, I was like, okay, I will try it. So I tried yoga, and for me it was like love at the first time, you know, like it was so magic and it was so good for me. So I started practicing, and I really fall in love about this practice because it has helped me a lot with a lot of things. But I used to work in another thing. I used to work in a company, in the international company marketing department.
Wow, totally like a corporate industry.
Yes, exactly. It's very different to what I do now and with my life at this moment. And so I was practicing, and I used to work in this company in the marketing department. And
that sounds so like marketing department. Sounds not like you.
No, yes, I think the same now. I always knew that it was not something I would like to do like for my whole life, but I didn't know what to do. If I was not working there, it was like what I can do. It was
a little bit lost.
Yes, very lost. So well, I started practicing, I fell in love about the practice. The practice helped me a lot with a lot of things. And so I decided to do a yoga teacher training, and
here in Uruguay?
No, I looked here in Uruguay to do something, but nothing was attractive for me. Yes, I was not so convinced to do it here, so I started looking in other places, and I found one in Brazil in that moment that for me was like good, and it sounds very nice. And so I went to Brazil. I studied there for 2 weeks, and that teacher training changed everything, because it was the first time I really approached to the philosophy, and you know, to try to understand a little more about yoga, because when we talk about yoga, we think about the asanas, the postures and all this, but yoga is so much, so much bigger than that. So I understand in that yoga teacher training, I have a little approach about all these things, and I was like, oh my god, what is this word, no? So that yoga teacher training was like a window for me. It has really opened a door, and So I start to study and to be more curious to try to understand also why a lot of things start changing in my life in that moment. So I try to understand why all these things were happening in my life, and I realized that it was because the yoga was making his work on me. So, this was the beginning, and I do that yoga teacher training. Then I came back, and I realized when I came back and I was in the company working every day, 8 hours, that okay, this is not for me. I don't want this for my life, so I want to quit, but I didn't know how to do, and all these kind of things that everyone has life in some moment of their life, if they have changed this of their job to do some project or something for their own, no?
It moves a lot of
things,
emotions,
yes,
and a lot of doubts.
Friends, you are a lot of friends, and
yeah.
So that was like, I don't remember exactly, but I think like 2019 or 2020. It was before the pandemic. So when that year finished, I was already convinced that okay, I will start sharing some classes, and I found a place. So I decided to start the new year, like it was I think 2021, to start sharing some classes. And I found a place, and I started to share classes for the first time in my life in that place that was in Palermo.
That's
and
where
then
I actually met you.
That was the year that we met.
Well, I actually found you on Instagram.
Yes,
that was it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
And well, then the pandemic came, and so all of us were like in shock, and we didn't understand nothing about the world, what was happening. But for me, it was really like a very big opportunity, the pandemic, because I was not working, I was at home, I was sharing the classes by Zoom.
Yes.
So I have a lot of time, and I realized like, oh my God, this is the life I want. You know.
That's
like,
when you felt it.
Yes. So when we came back, yes, it was very necessary to make this stop in my life, you know.
Yeah.
And so then when we started working again in the office, I just.
So you returned back to the office?
Yes, exactly. Because the company closed like for 2 months, but we were making some works at home, but not so much.
Okay.
But then we came back to the office, and I talked with the manager, and I talked with him, and I explained everything what was happening in my life and all these changes that were around me. And he was like very good with me, and he understood it. So okay, I quit to the job, and well, my yoga journey started. Yes. So that's a little of me. Just a little.
Just a little. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. Okay, so now just going into the aspect of your English, like when and where did you actually learn your English?
Yes. Well,
She's got really good English.
Not so good. I studied English when I was a child. My father, and my mother sent me.
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yes. Sent my brother and my sister and I to English classes, and for me it was really horrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I was not good, you know, like
Not a good student.
Yes, and I think I was not good in English. You know, you always had things that
you are
you are good
bad.
and things that you are not so good. Well, I was not so good in English. I am not so good with language. And so I went to classes, but I didn't enjoy it. And then when I am from Colonia and Salto, I used to live in Salto before coming to Montevideo. So when we came to Montevideo with my brother and my sister to study here, I didn't speak English anymore. You know, like.
So that's when you
I
first kind of like
forget.
stopped.
Yes, I
English.
stopped the English like for a lot of years.
Yeah.
I came to Montevideo and I was 17, and I started to having contact again with English when I was like 26, 27.
Was that because of the company where you were
Yes.
working at? Okay.
Yes.
So it was more like a corporate
Exactly.
business.
I just use it sometimes to send email or maybe some speaking, but not so much.
Okay.
And I always was like very nervous because I didn't speak.
Wow.
So when you wrote, it's different. I think it's more easy,
Yeah,
and
because
I can understand everything if I read something.
And you have more time to actually check and see.
Exactly.
Correct. You have more
But
time.
when you speak, sometimes
It's
my
moment.
brain is more fast and you know,
Exactly.
it's very hard.
Yeah.
So you have to practice.
And it's the moment.
Yes,
it's
it's in that moment. You know. And so I start again, like yes, when I was 27, to speak something and to write and read in English again. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I know that you traveled to Bali.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you take us through that experience, and also like how essential was knowing English for this time and for this dream that you had to actually travel to Bali? Can you tell everyone about that?
Yes. Well, with my partner, we decided to go to Bali because my brother-in-law, he lives there like since 10 years ago.
Wow.
So it was pandemic time. I had quit to my job, so I was like free. And my partner, he has gone before to Bali, and he always was repeating himself like, I will live here sometime in some moment. So we were talking and we said like, okay, let's go to Bali. So we sell everything here, all our things, and we went to Bali to live. You know, like we buy only like one-way tickets. And
Indefinite. I love
yes,
that word.
exactly. And I want to do another yoga teacher training there, so for me it was really important to have English. But I was not nervous because I don't know. You know, I think that the best thing, the best way of learning is trying. You know, so for me it was like, okay, I know exactly. I know that it's not so good my English, but okay, I will go. But my partner, he didn't know anything, like really not so much English.
That's a whole different story.
Yes, and for him was very difficult, you know, because in my case, I can have a conversation, I can talk, I understand everything. So for me to move in Bali and to have another relations and to do things, to go a yoga center, to have a yoga teacher training, on all these things were very easy because I understand, I can speak, so it was very important for me, and for my partner was very hard. So yes, I really think that in this world to have English is very important. And if you are thinking in doing something that that maybe takes you around the world, you know, that you have to travel. It's very important because you always have English in common. So
but how did you said that you did the yoga teacher training? Okay, so how did knowing English, how did that help you to actually understand the vocabulary? Yes, you know it in Spanish, but you needed to also know not just so much the asana or the technical part. I think that's more easier. I'm talking about more of what, you know, immersing yourself in yoga in that teacher training. Like how did that how did that evolve? How did that change, like throughout that moment of the training?
Yes, well, it was not only in the training because there were some shalas, some yoga shalas that called me to teach there. So for me, it was like very important to learn and knowing some words that I didn't use because I used to use my English just for the work for the company. So it was completely different. So I started studying, you know, like how do you say arms, hands, ankle, heels,
verbs.
Exactly, like sit bones, you know, all the part of our body that when we are teaching we need to mention. So it was like, for sure, the right and the left, and knees and hips, and I don't know, you know, like everything.
So you literally had to teach classes?
Yes, yes. And for me it was very important, and I remember that I have like a notebook that I have all these words, you know, the part of the body in Spanish and in English, and before going to each class I was like, okay, hips, sit bones, wrist, back, stretch, bend, forward, back, you know, because we are all the time like mention these kind of things when we...
And you actually just stuck to like the basic, like
yes,
just
exactly.
the names,
yes.
Like not actually practicing you being you as a teacher.
No, exactly.
Okay.
It was very difficult because when I am teaching, in general, I speak a lot. I love to make some instructions and choose exactly, give some cues and guide in the best way the person that is practicing. And in English, I didn't have all this vocabulary. It was not so normal for me.
Wow.
So I tried to be like very exactly with my words and try just to give the cues more simple as possible. Like just move your arms up, look up, these kind of things. That's very simple.
Wow.
It was good also because in Bali, everyone that goes to Bali, the most of them are foreigners. So English is not the common language, but it's not the first language. So you have people from Germany, Europe, South America, Brazil, you know,
so
everyone speaks English, but nobody speaks English very good. So that was
everyone has like their own language.
Exactly. So it was good because that makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, okay, it doesn't matter if you say something that is wrong.
Of course. Okay, so I know that then you returned, and then you had your trip to India.
Yes.
Okay, now tell us about that and tell us how different that was from Bali, of course, and India in a yoga aspect, but at the same time your English, because it was different probably at this
very
moment.
different. Okay. Yes. Well, I went to India 2 times, and the first time, I didn't know where I was going, for sure to India, but you know, I didn't know anything. It was my first time. And I was going to study with Sharat, so for me it was very important. Sharat is like for Ashtanga practitioners and teachers, it was very important to go in practicing with him. So my English at that moment was better because I used to live in Bali like 1 year, so I was practicing, so it was a little better, and I knew at least the name of the body in English. And so for me it was easy because I have the English more present, and so I feel more comfortable.
And you were only going to receive.
Yes, I
not
went
actually
exactly.
Okay,
I
so
went
different pressure.
Exactly.
Okay.
I went as a student, so for me it was very important. And the Indians speak not so good English. They speak worse than me.
Okay.
So it was good. But
it's refreshing.
yes, but it was good for me. I felt very good. And this year I went again in February and it was better.
Okay.
And now at this moment, sometimes I have, like we have an Airbnb here in the home, so sometimes I have foreigners that came to the Shala. And at this moment, for example, there is a girl that she's from Germany, so I teach her in English. And well, it's a way to practice for me, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And okay, so wrapping up a little bit like this conversation, can you give some advice to people at like two different parts? Can you give like advice, yes, about how important it is to learn the language English for travel, just having the experience to live in another country, and also the importance of actually learning the English before studying it for yoga, for if you want to be able to do a teacher training or teach what you know, what you have to share, what you want to teach. What advice can you give to everyone?
Well, my advice is you have to learn English. It's very important. You know, I live it when we went with my boyfriend, and also when we receive people here at home that they speak in English. My partner, he doesn't know English. I already told this, and for him, I see in him that for him it's very difficult to communicate, and he sometimes say like, I would like to speak, but I can't do it. So the frustration is there all the time. And when we travel, it's the same. I have to speak all the time for both of us, and for me it's like, come on, speak you. So yes, I think that having this language, knowing English, it helps us a lot to understand more the culture, to be more close to the people, to understand if you are going to go to some place to study or to make some yoga teacher training or whatever. It's very important to know at least the basics.
Yeah.
Because if not, you are going to be like all the time like outside of everything, and that sensation is not so good. Because when we travel, we want to be inside, you know, no outside.
Yeah.
And speaking with the local people, and these kind of things are very important. That for me makes all experience very different. Wow. So if you don't have this language or you don't know English, you are going to be like all the time like outside, and it's not good. And in relation to the yoga, if you are a yoga teacher and you want to travel, and or maybe it's just going to India, because a lot of people want to go to India or take some yoga teacher training or whatever, and you don't have English or you don't have so good English. I recommend, yes, to practice, to learn, because it's going to be very useful in the trip. You know, like to have this language, and you will feel better. So it's going to be more easy.
Yeah, this is exactly why I actually created Wellness English for yoga teachers and yoga students. It is to help you, as like Nada was saying, like to learn it before you actually go and you travel and to teach it, so that you're able to actually teach as you as the person, and if you go to study, like to actually be able to receive it in a full way or aspect. So that's why I actually created this program. So Lauda, I want to thank you for this beautiful conversation. Can you also just tell everyone a little bit about Jiwa, about what you actually, the yoga you teach, and just a little bit about so people can actually contact you?
Okay. First of all, thank you, Patty, for inviting me. I hope my English was not so bad. And well, I have Jiwa Ashtanga Yoga. We are in Jiwa this moment, and it's a beautiful shala that is in the old city in Montevideo. And I share. I like to use this word share. I'm not teaching. Ashtanga Yoga. That is a very specific type of yoga that is for everyone. And the good thing about this practice is that you are going to learn it, having in mind like your own process and your own time and what your body really can do. So this is a very nice way of learning and to connect it with yourself. So yes, all of us are invited if you want to come sometime.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay! Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin. Yay! Wow!
Difícil.
Difícil. Ay, soy que estaba pensando.
Muy difícil.
Qué bien.